Robert Hastings getting us ready for our first pro fight of the night. Jonathon Beckett says he walks around at about 140 pounds, cutting no weight for this fight tonight. And he looks to start quick against Clayton Brown. Clayton Brown does have more experience in this fight.
Change direction, still on that single leg. Head inside single leg, dumps him down to the mat.
Great single leg by Jonathon Beckett, as you mentioned, and look, he's going to slam him down.
Clayton Brown sneaks him back in his guard, but Beckett just lifts him up and drops him. Controlling the feet to pass.
Carrying around that 140-pound frame very well so far.
That north-south position, coming up
looking to grab an arm. Clayton Brown doing
the arm bar.
Right.
He may walk around at 140, but he is physical. He is physically strong in there, and that arm bar is nasty.
It's tight, and he puts it under his armpit. That's a deep arm bar. Jonathon Beckett said he was going to do it quickly, and he did. He submits Clayton Brown in the very first round in just 1 minute of action. That looks like a guy that was waiting to make his debut for over a year.
Clayton Brown's still down, and he might have popped his elbow in that armbar. That was pretty deep before he put it behind his armpit.
That was deep, and then that adjustment to put it behind the armpit, right when he did that, it was over. Clayton Brown had enough. And there is no better way to start your professional career than a first round submission.
Not at all. Came in, got the single leg, dumped it beautifully to the mat, followed it up in the half guard. Clayton Brown did a great job retaining his guard and trying to attack that arm, and that's when Jonathon Beckett just kind of gooned him, just kind of stood up, dropped him down, slid him off his arm, passed north-south, continue onto that arm, and just took that arm home as a trophy.
Looked like he was going to go for a Kimura at first, but then slid transition to armbar. Got it done.
That armbar looked pretty nasty.
Another Team Fusion victory tonight. Julius Juicebox in the victory corner already, and now Jonathon Beckett will join him. And as Clayton Brown is still getting to his feet, he's holding that arm.
Someone who's had their elbow popped, just makes me cringe.
Not a good feeling. Cage side position. Looking to get some gear here to help Clayton Brown out. That just shows you how vicious that submission was by Jonathon Beckett.
It was pretty nasty. On top of that, they were pretty dry, so he was pretty sticky. I'm sure he was able to catch that run underneath his armpit, have all the leverage in the world, nothing slipping around.
I hope we see Jonathon Beckett back in the cage soon. I think he's got a very promising pro career, whether that's at 135 or 125.
He's perfectly healthy. I think he could probably go here in the next couple weeks if they have a fight. I mean, this summer is full of fight cards. He made that pro debut.
That's how it works sometimes. You wait all that time to get your pro career started, and then maybe it just starts back to back to back. If you're getting them done like you do with Jonathon Beckett, best case scenario for him tonight, he's 1-0 as a pro.
They're asking for a sling on that elbow. Looks like they're going to soft cast it or put it in a sling to get him on out of here and get it stable. Yeah, I hate to see this because you never know what, Clayton Brown's had a long layoff from MMA, so you never know what his everyday job is. I hope it doesn't involve that arm or that elbow.
Yeah, that's a good point,
Scooping
Ricky.
stuff and things like that. I mean,
lots of respect for these guys coming into this cage every time. They put it on the line.
Yeah, you love it. You love it enough to put yourself in this type of situation. You know this is always a possibility. I just, hope this does not affect his means to provide for himself and his family. You know what I mean?
100% agree. And that's the fight game. Best case scenario for Jonathon Beckett, and then a worst case scenario for Clayton Brown. The doctor's fixing him up right now, though.
Shout out to the medical staff. I hate to overemphasize it again, but that was really nasty. That was in there really deep before he hit that behind his behind his armpit. And he was leaning back on an already stressed arm with Jonathon Beckett's whole body weight.
Yeah, jiu-jitsu is no joke, Ricky. I know you're a purple belt.
Brown belt, sir.
You're a brown belt. You got your brown belt recently. That is like a cardinal crime for me to say you're a purple belt now. I apologize.
About a year and a half, 3-stripe brown belt.
Wow.
Doesn't mean jack.
Congratulations,
I
Ricky.
still get beat up on a daily basis.
That's impressive, though. Brown belt. You've been around jiu-jitsu a long time.
Started right here in Pittsburg, Kansas. Actually, the very first, I guess, jiu-jitsu event I did was a seminar with L.C. Davis at Pittsburg State University. My high school wrestling coach actually put it on. And I showed up to that with Andrew Brown, who owns Arise Jiu-Jitsu here in Pittsburg, Kansas. And then about a year later, I actually just kind of dove deep in jiu-jitsu after a friend fat shamed me from gaining lots of weight since college football. So I joined in, cut a bunch of weight, did my first tournament in Oklahoma City, won the tournament, and just been in love with jiu-jitsu since then. That's been about almost 11, 12 years ago.
That's amazing. Jiu-jitsu is a long, long journey.
I love it. I played, I wrestled a lot growing up. So when I came to Pittsburgh, I got into rugby and jiu-jitsu. So it was basically me getting to play football and wrestling as an adult.
That's nice.
Yeah.
You know, keep yourself active. I tried that, Ricky. I tore my ACL.
Pittsburgh was fun. They have a lot of club teams. I was also on the Pittsburgh State University bass fishing team, which we got destroyed down in Tyler, Texas, in a bass fishing tournament. It was on ESPN. We did not do good.
Bass fishing team.
Oh, yeah.
Pittsburgh State has that?
They have it. It's a club team. They have it all. Basically, you need a facility or a faculty sponsor. And, I mean, it's all kind of on our own dime. So is the rugby team. But the rugby teams, now they have their own pitch that the university built for them. So, pretty cool.
Seems like a good time. Good to see Clayton Brown back to his feet here.
All right, your winner. He is tap out through the arm bar at 49 seconds of the first round. Jonathon Beckett.
Long time coming for Jonathon Beckett. He is 1-0 as a pro. Got it done in 49 seconds. He's fresh. He could go again very soon if he wanted to, and he did it at 140 pounds, not his natural weight class. Very impressive performance.
Sure, he felt pretty good not having to cut weight, but then again, at the same time, he was probably wondering how big Clayton Brown was.
They were similar sizes. Let's hear what John has to say.
So, John, you're 1-0 now. Beginning your first year. How old are you? How old are you? 25 years old. You got a lot ahead of you. What's your plan? What's next for you?
I mean, I'm just gonna try to stay as active as I can. I was trying to fight earlier in the year. I'd like to at least like 2 more times this year and just stay active for the rest of it.
Anybody here from Springfield, Missouri? Make some noise. Good job, man. It's unfortunate for your opponent, but it's part of the game. Good job.